Hey everybody, it's Ron, and today I'm going to be reviewing issue 4 of Dune, The Waters of Canley. And I'm going to do a heavy spoiler warning before I start because I really can't review this particular issue without talking about some big stuff that happens in it. So let's just get right into it. This was my favorite issue out of the 4 so far. I thought it was fantastic. It caught me off guard, but in the best way. I did not see this little twist coming, and I thought the whole thing was really badass. I'll just get the obvious out of the way quickly because I keep repeating myself with each issue, but once again we have some solid artwork from Francesco Mortorino, and the writing by Kevin J. Anderson and Brian Herbert keeps getting better and better as this series goes on. This issue picks up right after Gurney's failed mission to steal a Harkonnen water tanker, and if you read last issue or you watched my last review, you'll know that it was a huge failure and a lot of the smugglers died, leaving Gurney with only a few men. And these other guys are rightfully freaking out because they just wasted all that time on this heist and everything went wrong. But the cool thing about this issue is that Gurney doesn't let this break his spirit, and he looks suspiciously determined, and it cuts to him suiting up in a Harkonnen uniform that he kept from their mission. So from here we move to Karthag, where Rabban is celebrating their victory against the smugglers. Rabban's look in this is very stylized, and it's not how I pictured the character personally. I think the House Atreides comic is more in line with how I see Rabban in my head, but I have to say I'm kind of digging the Rabban who looks like he's a Street Fighter character in a weird way. It just works for this particular story. I also love this panel of Rabban towering over his men with the Harkonnen flag underneath him. It's great. The tension ramps up immediately because Gurney infiltrates the Harkonnen water celebration in disguise, and I didn't know what was going to happen, but this issue turns into a red wedding type of situation because it turns out that the mission to steal the water tanker was not really a failure, and Gurney has plans of his own. He poisoned the whole water tanker, and the only one who survives is Rabban because he drinks wine instead of water during this celebration. And it was kind of unclear what happens to Rabban. I guess he just runs away. That was the only kind of weird thing about this issue, but I love this brutal revenge that Gurney gets, and he outsmarted everyone. The whole sequence really blew me away, and it was so satisfying to see someone on the Atreides side of things get a win for once. Because in the book, they pretty much lose everything, and the only person who eventually does get some sort of revenge is Paul. But even at that point, it's more about his new mission as the Kwisatz Haderach. But this feels much more personal with Gurney, so yeah, I absolutely love this. Gurney is a complete boss, and he feels invigorated again. I also thought it was a nice cherry on top at the end to have him get a new ballast set and jam out a little bit after he got his revenge, and this whole ordeal made him feel alive again. And if he feels more like his old self, he's probably going to want to write some new songs. It was a nice touch, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes now with Rabban. I'd love to see him and Gurney fight, but I don't know if that was ever supposed to happen in the Dune canon. And the problem is we know they both survive at least until the end of Dune. Well, Gurney does, but Rabban goes out at the end battle and Gurney wasn't the one who killed him. So that's kind of the problem with having these two go at it because we already know their fate. Whatever happens though, I'm ready for it, and I have to look up how many issues are in this series. I kind of feel like it could have ended here, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for more. So please be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, and also check out my Dune playlist. I have a bunch of Dune videos about the books and the comics and some other stuff as well, so check it out. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, it's Ron here with a quick announcement. When I started this channel, I was reading and reviewing the Dune books and other sci-fi related material, and most of you might not know that I'm also a musician. So when I was reading these sci-fi books, I started to get inspired and decided to make my own soundtrack to use for my videos, and now I'm excited to tell you all about the first volume in the Ron Reviews original soundtrack collection. This album includes the first 17 tracks featured on my channel, and it's available now exclusively on Bandcamp. Be sure to check the description of this video for the link to the album. Thanks so much for the support so far. I know I'm just starting out, but I hope you're having as much fun as I am. So check out the original soundtrack Volume 1 on Bandcamp. This music is great if you want something moody and atmospheric to listen to while you're reading some science fiction. I think you're going to love it. Thanks.